Good afternoon, evening, morning, night, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Heart of Christ Ministry, the podcast. I am your host, Reverend Sean Robert Grant. Thank you for joining me today. It is a pleasure as always. Happy to have you guys here for another fantastic message that awaits us. It is, it is one of my favorites. And so I'm just happy that you're here with me to share it. And there's been some really strong, insightful revelations in my life. And, part of this message is because of those. And it's just really quite wonderful and amazing to get the opportunity to just watch it unfold. And so I just want to tell you how much I appreciate you. And with that being said, guys, if you have any feedback, or rather pretty much correspondence, any subjects that you would want to have me go over here on this podcast, please do so. Would love to sort of incorporate that if I can within reason. And if you have any free resources or anything like that, or you want any free resources, you can check out my YouTube channel, which is Sean Grant, ShaunGrant. Got a lot of great content there. Medium.com/Sean Grant, ShaunGrant. Some more free content there. And then Amazon, if you look up just my name, Sean Grant, you'll see all the books we have there. If you decide you want to invest in us here at Heart of Christ Ministry. So thank you in advance for that. Getting into today's message, love is the answer for all things. Okay. So you ever wondered, what is it that God has given us, has equipped us with, that is something that no one can ever take away, no one can ever really specifically completely dim at any point in time, and what is the most dynamic, transformative power ever? And you realize, I realized it's love. Sometimes known as unconditional love or divine love or universal love. And I just came to the realization that it is the most powerful thing, and it is the answer for everything. I promise you, it is the answer for everything. Anything that is going, quote unquote, wrong in your life or not to your liking, I guarantee you that it is because there is an unloving cause that is rooted within your consciousness and your belief system. And so once you're able to find yourself in a position where you can heal, what I mean by heal is turn that unloving cause to a loving cause, you're going to see that situation in your life turn itself around. You're going to see it come into a space, into a position where it transforms your life. And this goes not just for one area of life. This goes for every area of life, right? When we think love, most people immediately go to relationships, but can you imagine what your life would look like if you completely and unconditionally added divine love into your health and your wellness and fitness? What about into your emotions, into your spirituality, into your finances? The question I ask all the time, what does my life look like when unconditional love is present and is flowing at the highest level possible? What does that look like? And so I make it a point every day to ensure that I'm practicing God's gift of love. And not only just with myself, but with everybody else. But the beauty is, if there's love within, there's going to be love without, right? That's just how it goes, as in thought, so in manifestation, as within, so without. So, look at the title. Love is the answer for all things human, or I think love is the answer for all things in life. And I want you to really take this to heart, because it's really true, right? The truth of the matter is, if there's something you're going through, and there's something that you're dealing with, and there's something that is just not making sense at the moment, take a moment for yourself where you won't be disturbed, and you say, you know what? I lift this situation up in perfect divine love. I understand that through perfect divine love, it's going to unfold in perfect divine order. And I infuse that perfect unconditional divine love into this situation. And I'm open and receptive to listen to everything that I need to know right here, right now about it. And I promise you, in due time, right, at the right perfect divine time, because divine timing is everything, you're going to have a revelation about that situation. And it's going to be one of two things. It's going to be something that is completely loving in its nature, or it's going to be something that's unloving, which shows you what it is that you can change to right the situation. And that's powerful. That is why love is such a transformative tool that we can take with us into everything. Like, let's say you're having issues at work with people. And, it's funny. I was just talking about this on my other podcast, the Ultimate Manifestation podcast. And I was saying how I had a guru who once told me that if somebody is really angry and starts shouting at you, just say, I love you so much. I send you love. I wish you the best, and really mean it, and watch how fast it diffuses the anger. Same thing with coworkers. A lot of times, our coworkers, we don't always choose consciously, rather, to spend time with them. And so a lot of times when you spend that much time with people who you don't really choose to be with, there can be some hiccups. There can be some misunderstandings. And the only way to get through that is to step into a place of love, step into a place of divine love. And whenever there's issues, you just do what I was just talking about here a second ago. You infuse that entire situation with infinite divine love, unconditional divine love, and you send that person unconditional divine love, and you allow them to receive that. And I promise you, like, it seems too good to be true at times. It seems too simple, but I can tell you right off the bat, it is one of the most amazing situations, one of the most amazing powers God has gifted us with, that God desires us to use completely in everything. Love is the answer for all things, right? And so I love it because I use it. I ask, how can divine love influence my life today in the best possible way? And the universe always comes through with something that helps me to implement that divine love. And it always shows me when I'm not living in divine love. And I want to say this because this is important. Don't get hard on yourself. Part of being loving is accepting the seemingly bad with the good. Like, as humans, the human aspect of us is meant to be imperfect, right? The spiritual side is perfect, but the human aspect is meant to be imperfect in so many ways. So we're going to fall short of the glory of God, if you will, as we used to say in church. But that doesn't mean we should get down on ourselves. That doesn't mean we should be unloving towards ourselves. We should accept the fact that, you know what, I did this. I love it. I accept it. I'll do better next time. And there you have it. You have your answer. But that's just kind of one instance. So when I was thinking about doing this episode, I really, was really coming from a personal place in the standpoint of I ran into some issues and some financial issues, and I couldn't really fathom right away why things were being the way that they were being. And, like, I'm a big money person, and I feel like I've mastered money on such a high level as far as the understanding of it from a spiritual standpoint, emotional, mental, as well as physical. But really spiritually and emotionally, I feel like I've mastered it, yet I was still having this issue. And so it didn't really strike me until I began to return myself to love that love was the answer that I needed in order to solve the issue that I was having. And I realized once love became the priority of my consciousness, I realized, oh gosh, I have an unloving cause towards money at this moment. And that's causing money to be held back in my life. And the unloving cause was the idea that I had to be stressed about money. And once again, if there's stress within about money, guess what you're going to experience on the outside? You're going to experience stress without about money on the outside. And stress is what? Stress is unloving. So unloving cause about money within means unloving cause about money without, right? Another instance where, you take your body, for instance, and a lot of people struggle with weight, and that can be difficult. But when you see that you're gaining weight, when you see that your weight or maybe your metabolism is not responding, you got to take a moment to let love be the answer. You got to go within yourself and you have to ask, okay, what am I doing, or what am I feeling? What am I believing within myself that is an unloving cause, or that is unloving, that is causing me to gain this weight? Right. And the reality is just be patient and allow the answer to come to you. Another great effective way you could really get to the bottom of this is journaling. I love journaling because, I do open handwriting with them, which means I just ask a question. I just let my intuition take it. And it really gets deep down into the psychology of the issue. And then once you have it, then you can really start to build on rectifying the unloving cause and turn it into a loving cause. But, I've done this a multitude of times in my own life as far as weight goes. And in most cases, it's usually without a doubt the fact that I was denying love for myself until I got to a certain place, which then causes stress. And if we know stress causes cortisol, which also causes inflammation. And that inflammation can make you look kind of puffy, right? So, once you figure out what the cause is, what the root cause is, and figure out that it's unloving, you can transform it and begin to set the intention to be loving in all ways from there. And like I said, I've done this a multitude of times. I mean, going as far as just standing in the mirror naked and saying, I love you and I appreciate you and I accept you unconditionally, and just really believing it. And anything that comes up that's unloving, it allows me to nip it in the bud on the spot. So this is a powerful practice. And I mean, we could go on and on, but I feel like you get the idea now as far as what it is that you can do in order to make this a regulatory part of your life, because it's going to pay enormous dividends when you begin to see that the love you're building within yourself is the love you're going to see built on the outside in the physical reality. And it's just mind blowing to see the type of things love can do for you. So if there is any unloving cause in any way, shape, or form within yourself, within your consciousness, right now is the time to dive into that and really see where you can inject that infinite divine love into it and go from there. So with that being said, guys, thank you so much for joining us today. It's been a pleasure. As always, we're wrapping it up here. If you have any questions, any correspondence, any, suggestions about topics you would like to talk about, please write to us, SeanG04@gmail.com. All those free resources, if you remember, medium.com/Sean Grant. My YouTube channel is Sean Grant, my name, or SGrant28 is the handle. You can check it out there. Got some new content brewing. But anyway, guys, have a wonderful weekend, and we will talk soon. Thanks so much. Take care. Bye-bye.